The fire rain of Yoro, 1950s, Japan. In the quiet decades after the war, the little town of Yoro, Japan, was the sort of place where days passed gently, marked by the rustle of cedar forests and the distant hum of cicadas. Life moved slowly, predictably. And that's why, when the first droplets began to fall from the sky, people looked up with casual curiosity, expecting nothing more than a passing drizzle. But these droplets weren't rain. They glowed. On certain afternoons in the 1950s, residents reported seeing tiny sparks drifting downward, like embers shaken from an invisible fire. The skies above them were clear, unmarred by clouds or smoke, yet the air shimmered with specks of burning light. Children cried out in confusion, elders stepped back in alarm, and those who dared to reach out felt the sting of something warm, almost hot, landing on their skin before disappearing without a trace. Imagine standing in the middle of a rice field, watching the golden stalks sway, when suddenly you see flecks of orange and red drifting toward you, glowing like falling stars. They didn't burn the ground, they didn't ignite the trees, but they carried enough heat to make people flinch, to make them whisper, to make them wonder what unseen force was brushing against their world. The people of Yoro called it Haino Ame, fire rain. Rumours spread quickly. Some said it was the work of forest spirits sending warnings. Others believed it was leftover wartime debris finally breaking apart in the upper atmosphere. A few whispered about strange lights seen in the hills or about metals that glowed when touched by the sun. The fire rain continued, brief, unpredictable, and impossible to ignore. Scientists eventually came to investigate. They gathered testimonies, collected fragments, and examined the phenomenon through the lens of physics instead of folklore. One theory suggested that tiny particles, possibly from industrial processes or rare natural minerals, were catching the sunlight in just the right way, appearing to burn as they fell. Another idea proposed that static electricity and atmospheric conditions might create the illusion of glowing droplets. But the truth? No explanation ever fully settled the mystery. Even today, the fire rain of Yoro sits in that delicate space between science and story, where facts blur with memory and the unexplained lingers in the margins of history. For the people who witnessed it, those shimmering sparks were real, falling from a sky that should have been calm, but instead glowed with something no one could fully understand. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to help the channel grow.